So, is there any sense of nervousness, or is it more excitement? This fight coming up.
No, I think it's excitement, and yeah, we're very excited for this opportunity. And that's the great thing about Hector with his amateur pedigree, being in the Olympics. Going in Chris Colbert's backyard and into the United States on 19 days' notice. All those things that he's went through has prepared him. And I can see the confidence in him that he's exuding. And I think Gervonta, I think Calvin, I think they know that. Obviously they're confident that they're going to get the W, but I think deep down they know that we're confident that we're going to get. And I think that came across in the press conference, where a lot of times you kind of read between the lines with some of these fighters. Yeah, I'm going to win. But deep down, you don't see that aura of confidence. And we see that with Hector. There's no two ways about that.
So there's no sense from you that either Tank or Calvin Ford is overlooking Hector, even though they have another fight scheduled?
No, there's no doubt in my mind. If you listen to the press conference, they said, hey, we've been looking at this guy for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely know that Hector can fight. And that's a telltale sign to me. If you've been looking at the guy for 2 months, you weren't too sure about taking the fight. So obviously you know it's a fight, right? Or you would have took that fight right away and said, oh, we're going right in with this. We're going right into the pay-per-view with Hector Garcia. But they said they were looking at him for 2 months, and it took 2 months to make that determination. So that tells me they know this is a real fight. And I think stylistically and technically, Hector's the best fighter he's ever fought, right? If you look at Gamboa, yes, he was a gold medal winner. He was a little long in the tooth, past his prime at that time. And he's right-handed. Hector's left-handed. And so technically, by far, I think Hector is the best fighter that he's ever fought. No two ways about that. And it speaks to his pedigree.
Does Tank being a southpaw make any difference to you? Do you prefer that Hector fight a southpaw, or is it just another fight?
Obviously, I think I think you have a big advantage when it's a lefty versus a righty, because obviously he's going to have fought more right-hander is going to have fought left-handers, right? I think we all could agree on that. It just turns out to be that pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world, and to me, the best 135-pounder in the world, Gervonta Davis, happens to be left-handed. But that being said, I think the advantage is to us, because I feel like Hector has been in probably with a lot more left-handers than he's been in with, just because of how many amateur fights he's had. And so preferably, would you want to be in with a right-hander? I'm sure Gervonta would want to be in with a right-hander, preferably. But I think that advantage swings towards us.
Okay. Tank in an interview said that he knows who Garcia has been sparring with, as well as he knows his game plan. One, what do you make of that? And two, is that a concern?
Not really. Not really. As far as Hector's sparring partners, one of the guys that he's been sparring with is a kid that I manage. So I doubt that they're going to be telling anything to anybody within Tank's camp. And I think that's just hyperbole, to tell you the truth.
Okay. So no concern that he may know what you guys are trying to work on?
No, I think it's hyperbole. I think it's mind games. But, at the end of the day, even if they did, I'm not worried about that, because I have the utmost confidence in Hector's ability. Hell, they can have a camera come in and watch the sparring if they want. So I have the utmost confidence in Hector. And, I've been up and down this road many times with Mayweather, the psychological aspect, the mind games of it. And nobody's going to play mind games with me or him with his amateur pedigree. I've been in this, like I said, 31 years. So I'm not worried about hyperbole.
Okay. I just before the interview, I just rewatched the Isaac Avalar fight. And one of the things that I came away really impressed with, that maybe a lot of people don't see that Hector does, is he's not the fastest fighter. I'm not saying he's slow, but he's not like a blazing speed kind of guy. But one of the things I see him do very good is he punches with the opponent. So whether he's fast or not, he's punching while you're punching, meaning you're not in a defensive mode. And he's really sneaky with uppercuts and body shots once the fight happens on the inside. I wanted you to tell me a little bit more, but just how crafty is Hector?
Well, speed is a great thing, but timing's much more important than speed. And at the end of the day, you could have the fastest hands in the world, but if you don't land anything, what does it mean? So Hector, his timing is as good as anybody's, and he's very crafty. He's very intelligent in the ring, and he's very deceptive, and that's going to play out January 7th.
As far as time to prepare for Tank, do you feel you have enough time? Do you think you had enough, time to study tape and get him in shape and find the right sparring partners and everything that requires a training camp? Do you think you had enough time once this fight got announced?
Sure, I think we're going to be more than prepared for this fight, physically, mentally, spiritually. We're going to be 110% prepared for this fight.
Okay, all right.